this question here is asking us to find the coordinates of the line's centroid. So let me put down the formula for the line's centroid. The centroid for the x is xl over l, and y is yl over l. We'll go further into details later on during the solution. So over here we have a triangle, the change in y which is down here, and there's a change in x. So your change in L can be found using the Pythagorean theorem. So writing down the Pythagorean theorem, we have dl squared. Okay. Okay, we have dl squared equals dx squared plus dy squared. Now if you divide through by dx squared, and this as well by dx squared, the dx squared cancels out here, and right here we just have, well, it doesn't cancel out, it becomes 1. Here we have dl over dx squared equals 1 plus dy dx all squared. So now looking for the square root of both sides, we can solve for dl. Where's my cursor? Okay, there it is. Applying the square root function to both sides, square roots dl over dx equals 1 plus dy over dx squared, and the square root of everything. So now multiplying both sides by dx, we simply just get dl equals square root of 1 plus dy over dx squared, and this is dx. So now in order to find dl, we find the integral of both sides. We will be using a lot of calculus here in this question. L will be the integral of the right side, 1 plus dy over dx all square respect to x, and this is a formula for solving for L. L we have here. And of course there's a limit from a to b, the starting to the ending point. So now how can we apply this to this problem? So let me scroll down a bit and copy this diagram. Okay, now how can we find dy dx? Well, dy dx is simply the derivative of the y we have here, the graph we're given. So looking for the derivative or solving for the derivative, we can get dy dx. So dy dx equals, well, derivative of x to the 4 is 4x cubed, so 4 times 0.2 is 0.8 x cubed, and derivative of x is just 1, so this is minus 12.8, and this is in millimeters, I think. Yeah, should be millimeters. So now we plug that in here, plug over here. Well, what are our limits? Our limits are from 0 to 1. So this is from 0 to, sorry, to 4 actually. So from 0 to 4. So L equals integral of 0 to 4 square root of 1 plus 0.8 x cubed minus 12.8 square and dx. Well, we can solve this in whichever way you like, but plugging into my calculator, I get 48.7126 millimeters. Well, now we have the L. We need to find XL and XY. So for XL, that would be the integral of the same thing actually. 0.4 1 plus 0.8 x cubed minus 12.x square dx. But the only difference is that we're also going to multiply by x over here. And then plugging this in your calculator, you should get 110.928 millimeters square. And this is a millimeter square because of the x we just multiplied here. So milliliters times millimeters, we have millimeters square. So now for y, okay, for y, L, we have the integral of 0 to 4. Well, instead of an x here, we should have a y, right? Well, guess what? We have the relationship for y and x given. So we just plug in 0.2 x to the 4 minus 12.8x in place of y. And the same thing all over again right there. And this is all dx. And plugging that into your calculator, you should get negative 591.918 millimeters square. Well, now that we have XL and YL, we can go ahead and use the formula to find the location of the x coordinates and the location of the y coordinates as well. So let's do the x first. So for the x, we have XL over L. Well, what did we get for XL? XL was right there, 110.928 millimeters square divided by L. What was L? 48.7126. And dividing that, you got 2.28 millimeters. And you can see how the units come in place. The millimeters cancels out with the square here, so we're just left with millimeters. Now for the y, we have YL over L. YL was negative 591.918 millimeters square divided by the L we have up here. And this gives us negative 12.2. Now don't forget about the negative sign. The negative sign simply means your y coordinate will be below the y-axis. So the coordinates for your centroid and the x, y form would be 2.28 minus 12.2 and this is in millimeters because of your axis. This is in milliliters, and this is also in millimeters. And that should be around somewhere. Well, this is 2.28, so if you know from here to here is 4, the midpoint would be about 2, and then 2.28 will be really close to that. But we don't have any y values, so let's just assume the centroid will be around here. Coordinates.